Eyesenck proposed a theory of personality based on biological factors, arguing that individuals inherit a type of nervous system that affects their ability to learn and adapt to the environment. Hi everyone, I am Devon Silmokso. At this time, I'm gonna share to you an information about the biological traits of Hans Eyesenck. Enjoy! So Eyesenck's personality theory, it is considered a true paradigm and the most solid theory that psychology has offered. The theory best explains why each person has their own personality. The theory states that there are three large traits inside each of us. These three traits are psychoticism, extraversion, and neuroticism. According to Eyesenck, each person has a different level of each trait. The levels of these three traits are what makes up our personalities. During 1940s, Eyesenck was working at the Maudsley Psychiatric Hospital in London. His job was to make an initial assessment of each patient before their mental disorder was diagnosed by a psychiatrist. Through this position, he compiled a battery of questions about behavior, which he later applied to 700 soldiers who were being treated for neurotic disorders at the hospital. He found that the soldiers' answers seemed to link naturally with one another, suggesting that there were a number of different personality traits which were being revealed by the soldiers' answers. He called these first-order personality traits. He used a technique called factor analysis. This technique reduces behavior to a number of factors which can be grouped together under separate headings called dimensions. Eyesenck in 1947 found that their behavior could be represented by two dimensions, introversion or extroversion, and the next one is neuroticism or stability. Eyesenck called these second-role personality traits, extraversion and introversion. Extroverts are sociable and crave excitement and change, and thus can become bored easily. They tend to be carefree, optimistic, and impulsive. They are more likely to take risks and be thrill seekers. Eyesenck argues that this is because they inherit an under-aroused nervous system and so seek stimulation to restore the level of optimum stimulation. Second is introverts, on the other hand, lie at the other end of this scale, being quiet and reserved. They are already over-aroused and shun sensation and stimulation. Introverts are reserved, plan their actions, and control their emotions. They tend to be serious, reliable, and pessimistic. Neuroticism or stability. A person's level of neuroticism is determined by the reactivity of their sympathetic nervous system. A stable person's nervous system will generally be less reactive to stressful situations, remaining calm and level-headed. Someone high in neuroticism, on the other hand, will be much more unstable and prone to overreacting to stimuli and may be quick to worry, anger, or fear. They are overly emotional and find it difficult to calm down once upset. Neurotic individuals have an ANS that responds quickly to stress. The third one is psychoticism or normality. Eyesenck in 1966 later added a third trait dimension, psychoticism. For example, lacking in empathy, cruel, a loner, aggressive, and troublesome. This has been related to high levels of testosterone. The higher the testosterone, the higher the level of psychoticism, with low levels related to more normal balanced behavior. He was especially interested in the characteristics of people whom he considered to have achieved their potential as individuals. According to Eyesenck, the two dimensions of neuroticism are stable versus unstable, and introversion or extroversion combine to form a variety of personality characteristics. One good element of Eyesenck's theory is that it takes into account both nature and nurture. Eyesenck's theory argues strongly that biological predispositions towards certain personality traits combined with conditioning and socialization during childhood in order to create our personality. To conclude, Personality is one of the most interesting, studied, and essential topics in psychology. Personality is studied in depth with the goal of explaining why a person is the way they are. One of the most important theories in personality psychology is Eyesenck's theory, which has become a cornerstone theory. When Eyesenck first created his theory, it laid the foundation for the scientific study of personality and human behavior. And that ends my report. I hope that you have learned something. Thank you.